Day 4 with my mare today, and I realized I haven't done that much desensitizing with her, so I want to focus on tossing the whip over her back, working with the ribbon wand, and then maybe a little bit with the rope going around her body. I did a tiny bit with her front feet yesterday, but I really want to do her whole body today. I also have this longer line on her, that way if she goes to leave, I can stay with her, put a little bit of pressure on. It'll just help her get softer with leading and responding to pressure. I'm going to take my stick and just start with rubbing her with it. Good girl. Good girl. So I did find yesterday with her, after I did spraying her mane, I did brush her mane, and she was a little nervous about the noises. So right now I'm going to rub the stick against the string on the stick, and it makes a little bit, good girl, a little bit of a noise that she doesn't like. That's why she's making that face. And I'm just going to keep it here until she settles. Do it on this side too. Good. I like that she really thinks about it. She's not super big on reacting immediately. Good. And release. Good. I'm going to make sure I give enough time where the stick isn't touching her and I just go up and pet her or give her a moment to rest, because I don't want her to think that I do want her to move. I want her to understand that she's giving the right answer right now. Good girl. Eventually this will build up to desensitizing in motion, probably in about 2 or 3 days. I like to get it stationary first so she realizes that the tools can also have no energy put through them, and that they're just simply extensions of my arms to pet her. She can relax to them. So today we just work on standing still. Tomorrow we're going to look for relaxation in the desensitizing, and then we'll move on to movement in desensitizing. Because it is important that your horse knows to stay calm when their feet are allowed to move. We don't just want them to be in the freeze state, which this horse doesn't really strike me as one that'll be in the freeze state anyways, but I do like to make sure I touch all the training bases. Good. And I might take her on a walk and reset her. Come on. Good girl. When presenting a new object, I'm going to let her sniff it. And then usually I'll just offer rubbing it on the face, unless they're head shy. Most of them aren't head shy. If they are head shy, I'll take it away after they sniff it and go to their shoulder. Good girl. Good girl. And I'll start with small movements, just like I was doing with the stick initially, rubbing it on her body. When she stands still, the tool will move away and release. I don't want to spend too long on desensitizing with this horse because she already wants to be pretty calm and relaxed and standing still, and I am worried that if I do it for too long, she might think that she's not giving me the correct answer. Good girl. If she's pretty good with it rubbing over her, I'm going to start just like I did with the lunge whip. I'll start tossing it. And I don't want her to feel super restricted, which is why you saw I just let a coil out of this rope. So I'm going to keep tossing it here, not going over her back yet since she's a little uncomfortable, till she stands still. And then I'm going to release. Good girl. Hi. Good girl. Good. So a little more reactive when it goes near her face. Good. I'm just going to keep it there till she relaxes. Good girl. And remove. Usually they're a little bit further away like you've seen with the gelding. I'm going to start on this side, that way she's got space to go over there. But I just want to toss it over the back and have it land on the other side. This is good because I get to see how they react to something dragging in their offside eye. I also can snake it over their back. This has a little more pressure. Good girl. Good. When she does settle, if they're moving a lot, you're going to take it off and retoss it. It's not a big deal if they move away so much that it comes off. But if they really aren't moving, but you see a little bit of tension, you're going to keep snaking the rope over till they relax. And then you can just rest it right on them. Good girl. I'll do once on the other side and she's about good. Good. Eventually this will lead to an exercise where I get the rope behind her hindquarters to prep her for the feeling back there, prep her for long lining, teach her how to give to her nose and flex. Good girl. Good. Good girl. Good. Last thing I'm going to do with her today is start introducing her to the backup. Okay, this is important to teach them before they learn how to tie. Before they learn how to tie, there's a few checkpoints. The pole release, backing up, yielding the hindquarters, sending, and regular leading. So for backing up, I'm going to hold my hand pretty close to the halter, and I'm just going to pulse. I can add a little bit of energy by clucking to her. Good. The second there's any sort of lean back, I'm going to release, even if she walks right back up immediately. Okay, because the goal is to reward for the backup itself. So pulse. The other thing I'll start to introduce to her is a dressage stick. And this will help her understand different maneuvers like the backup, moving the hindquarters and the shoulder, because I can add extra energy. In this case, for the backup, it would be to her chest. Good girl. For the shoulder, it's definitely necessary because you help the nose and guide it away, but the energy and movement really comes from the shoulder. And the only way to get that to move is going to be with light pressure on it. Pulsing pressure, you can't really do that with your hand. Good girl. Good girl. I love that she's so much in my space and wants to be loved on, but she also needs to know some boundaries, so it's good to teach this one especially how to back up early on. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Try one more set of that. Ooh. Back. Very nice. So if I can just lift up my hand and close it on the halter, that's going to be ideal. And today I'm not going to focus on having her stay back there. It's okay if she creeps back up again. Good, that's already much lighter. Good. Good girl. So we'll increase the steps that she backs up tomorrow, and I'll start having her stay out instead of draw back in. All right, that is going to be it for this mare session today.